Rafai never imagined that leaving his quiet village and stepping into the noise of the city would change his life so deeply. He came with nothing but hope and the desire to earn enough to support his family. The city felt fast, heavy, and crowded. Even with thousands of people around him, he felt alone, as if he had entered a world that didn't know how to slow down for anyone. His first job came in a large, beautiful, and strangely silent house, owned by a woman who lived completely alone. Her name was Mahira. She was elegant, graceful, and carried a deep sadness in her eyes, the kind that comes from years of living without companionship. Her presence was calm but hollow, like someone who had learned to survive loneliness without complaining. On the first day, when Rafai knocked on her door, she looked at him with gentle curiosity. "You're from the village, right?" she asked softly. Rafai nodded, unsure why her voice felt so comforting. Something about her made him feel seen, even though she barely knew him. The house was grand, filled with artworks, soft lights, and polished floors, but it felt like time had stopped inside. Every room carried the quietness of someone who lived with memories instead of people. Rafai sensed it immediately, even before he understood her story. As days passed, he worked quietly, cleaning, gardening, organizing. Mahira watched him sometimes, pausing in doorways as if she was remembering something she had forgotten long ago. "You're different," she told him once, leaving him confused but quietly happy. He didn't know what she meant, but he could feel that she looked at him with softness, not distance. One evening, rain poured heavily across the city. The power went out, leaving the house in darkness. Rafai lit candles and placed one near her. When the warm light touched her face, Mahira looked at him deeply. "Do you like the rain?" she asked. "In the village," he said, "rain makes everything alive." "And in the city?" she asked. "In the city," he replied gently, "rain brings out the sadness people hide." Mahira stared at him for a long moment, surprised by how easily he understood things she never said aloud. That night was the beginning of something unspoken between them, a quiet closeness that neither planned but both felt. Rafai brought life back into the house without trying. The garden bloomed under his care. Mahira found tea already prepared before she asked for it. Her meals became warm again instead of lonely. The house stopped feeling empty. She stopped feeling invisible. One afternoon, Mahira asked, "Do you ever miss home?" "All the time," Rafai answered softly. "But, here, I feel needed." Her breath caught slightly. She hadn't felt needed by anyone in years. Everything changed the night she came home with a fever. She nearly collapsed at the door, and Rafai rushed to catch her. For the first time, she held onto him, her fingers clinging like someone afraid of being left again. "Please don't go," she whispered. Rafai stayed by her side all night, placing a warm cloth on her forehead, making soup, adjusting her blanket, watching over her like she mattered. Mahira felt his presence even in sleep. When she opened her eyes in the morning, he was still there. "Rafai," she said slowly, "when you're here, I don't feel alone." He looked at her with sincerity. "You're not alone. You just forgot how it feels to have someone care." Her eyes filled with tears she didn't expect. She didn't know how a village boy with such a simple heart had touched the most hidden parts of her soul. One evening, they sat together on the rooftop, watching the city lights blur with the rain. Mahira finally asked, "If you ever had a chance to leave, to build a life somewhere else, would you go?" "Why would I?" he replied. "Because you're young. You have a future." Rafai turned toward her fully. "A future is where the heart feels at home." "In my heart." He paused, afraid to say more. Mahira felt her breath tremble. "My heart lives in this house." She gently moved closer, letting the distance fade until she could feel his warmth. They didn't speak for a long time. They didn't need to. Their silence was their confession. The closeness was their promise. Days passed, and their bond grew stronger in quiet ways, through shared smiles, through soft conversations, through the simple comfort of knowing someone finally understood them. But one morning, Rafai received a call from his village. His mother was sick. He had to leave. When he told Mahira, her voice broke slightly. "You're going." "I have to," he said, "but I'll come back. Because a part of me stays here with you." Mahira let him go, holding on to faith instead of fear. And just a few days later, Rafai returned, standing at her door with the same gentle eyes she had missed too deeply. "I knew you'd come back," she whispered. "I didn't come back," Rafai said. "I came home." And their lives quietly intertwined from that day on, a village boy who brought warmth, and a city woman who gave him purpose. Two hearts from completely different worlds, finding refuge in each other. Love didn't need noise. It didn't need labels. It only needed two souls who finally felt safe. Hey everyone, if you enjoy my content, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. I'd really appreciate it and it would mean a lot to me. Thanks for watch.